If you have chosen, you've committed to this profession, you've committed to your career as a maker of art in some form, and you're good at it, and you've been working for years, why shouldn't you be able to make a living out of it?
Sort of taught me about cash flow projections, which I'd never even heard about. It taught me to take ownership of the money side of the business, because up until that point we were just free flowing, not knowing where money was coming in or out or how we were running a company. We were just always shocked we could pay ourselves. It was just surprising. And suddenly, you know, I was able to stagger, you know, with all these projects that we do, we sort of have to have a cash flow projection in terms of like money coming in and being able to pay for this big project, but not being able to pay for that one or whatever. And being able to kind of understand that and sort of harness that beast that money is was really important to our company. And Art Venture definitely gave us that tool, which was a wonderful gift that they gave us.
Whether you like to or not, you still have to think about things like, you know, how do I pay for the groceries, etc., on a fundamental level. I guess I'd like people to embrace that and not be afraid of it. I certainly have been in the past, and now I can say words like budget and, you know, forecasts and, you know, all those profit and loss. Well, that's probably getting beyond my understanding, but, you know, without fear, because even if that's not your strength, find somebody and partner up with somebody who does have that as a strength. You know, you don't have to do everything. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, creative entrepreneurs particularly, think, oh, I've got to do all of these things, and get very, very stressed by basic things like marketing and promotion and you know, and just running a business. Don't be afraid of it, embrace it, and get to know the terminology, or partner up with people who really, you know, do know this stuff. You know, you can't avoid it. It's just part of, you know, being a business.
And the second huge learning was the question that was posed to me, which was, what about profit? Which I had never thought of, it never occurred to me. I didn't live in that paradigm. I lived in a world that was very consumed with devotion to the work. You know, the definition of profession is a religious act. If you look at the Latin definition, it's taking a vow of faith, of allegiance, and I think that's true of so many artists. You know, you are in many ways forming a deep relationship with your art form that you are sincerely committed to, and so the financial model isn't necessarily at all a filter that we put that work through. So a mentor really challenged me and said, well, why would you continue to do this if you're not making a profit? Which at first response, I actually felt the word profit was dirty. And I'm sure that many, many artists experience this relationship with money, you know, because it's somehow, I think we feel that if we're making money, then the work can't be good, or we're denying other people of something. So I had to go through quite, you know, a spiritual crisis with this whole consideration of that notion. But at the end of it, I realised as a mother and a breadwinner in a family that actually it was a very valid question, and what it drew me to was how much energy could I continue to expend in areas that were creating loss and, you know, anguish in my life too. So actually it was one of the best questions I was ever asked.